said Datsun, but there's a lot of different manufacturers in these 26 cars. It's not like modern racing where there may be only 4 or 5 or even 1. Lots of different manufacturers. We've got some rear-wheel drive rear engine, rear-wheel drive front engine, air-cooled, a little bit of everything.
Here we go then. The start of our Group 8 and Group 12B, and away they go. And the car on the right-hand side, the blue and black, was the winner yesterday. That Lexus, the more modern car perhaps, but you've still got to pedal it and steer it to victory. So no mean feat. And look at that Porsche side by side as they head down towards the keyhole for the first time. And in fact, the Porsche just nosing ahead now.
Yeah, she did this yesterday. She can jump out ahead, Lisa Hansen. Maybe a little bit more torque or maybe a little bit more grip than that Lexus off of turn 1, being a rear engine, rear-wheel drive car. Maybe that little bit of extra weight in the rear is getting her around on some cold tires. But Ron Pauly, he's a tactician. He'll start to move his way up. As we look at Tom Benjamin there in the green Alfa Romeo. Tom Benjamin always has some good races here. With Chris Rader in that red Alfa Romeo.
And there's that classic red and green Alfa just in the middle of. There's the Jaguar just coming through shot, and right at the back is the number 4.
Lots of B sedans out there. That Sean Bullard right there in that number 4
GTV
Alfa Romeo. I had a camera on him in practice. He did a really good job. He doesn't have a lot of experience here, so he's just kind of feeling it out, but looks like he's doing a very good job.
He's pushing on.
Yeah. I love seeing these B sedans out here on a track like this. You can really see how much their bodies roll. You can really see the slip angles in the cars and in the tires, really trying to hold on. Now, Ron Pauly has quite a bit more downforce than anybody else in this group. He's basically being chased by that brick of the Alfa Romeo, but man, that is a beautiful car. And you know, that Alfa Romeo looks like a small car compared to that Lexus.
Yeah, it does.
But that was a family car back in its day. That
Yeah,
was a
exactly.
Family of 4 car.
With the wing on the back. No, it didn't.
Yeah. I haven't
well, you could put the suitcases on there, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, this is a much better start by Lisa Hansen in the lead at the moment. She did this yesterday, but then lost out as the race went on. Let's hope she holds on to it this time, because at the moment we've got a good battle between the Lexus and the 24 of Bernardo Martinez.
Lisa Hansen is always up front in Group 8. By far one of our best Group 8 competitors or race car drivers throughout the paddock. Racing family history, but she loves it. Road America, I think she would probably consider to be one of her home tracks. She's from Chicago. That's David Huber there. I love seeing these old Datsuns out here with us. Lots of fun to watch. Yeah,
when those first came out, I loved the long front bonnet, and I love the affordability. This was a car that was racy but affordable.
Yeah, that's a 1979 280 ZX. David Huber. As we look at the drone shots, you know, I've never been to that lake back there, but it looks pretty.
It's big. I noticed it this morning on the way in. It starts way back about 3 miles down the road, and yeah, a lot of people out fishing and motorboating and enjoying it. But yeah, it's a massive lake. You only get to see it from the drone.
So that race for the 4 or the 5 up front is really good. Then, just like in any vintage racing, it's this pack racing here. Look at this. How often do you see an E30, the 318 of Ditton in there, and the 241 next to a Lotus Elan? Now, that Elan's got the advantage, but if Dittman can hold it here, he's got the next corner, and he's got it. Look at that.
Nicely done.
Man, an E30 is not a big car, but that Lotus Elan makes it look like a giant.
Yeah, and that Porsche looks giant against it, too. Look at it. It's half the size. It's like a baby Porsche.
Yeah. Sharon Edelman drives a Ginetta with us in this class, and it looks like a tiny car compared to these cars. I showed my son the stripes on that number 81 Porsche here today, and it's really neat. If you can come to the paddock, check out the stripes on Nicholas Clements' Porsche 911. Really cool. He's got a really neat design inside the stripes.
Oh, right, inside the stripes.
Yeah, it's graphics. It's actually photos of his car.
Oh, wow.
So you have to get real up close.
Take a look at that. And there's the Kermit the Frog.
I saw a local yellow there on that back stretch. I'm not sure what that is. Simon Robinson in that Group 8. Beautiful. I love those Porsche stripes down there between the wheels. That's just classic Porsche.
Let's hope no yellow flag or nobody's come to a bad end. Classic Porsche wheels on each of them.
Yeah.
glorious day for historic racing, isn't it? Sun glinting down.
Yeah. Chris Rader and Tom Benjamin, look at this. This is quite a battle. B sedan battle right there. H.D. Woodruff, Hal Nichols, and Peter Raganetti going at it. There's Paul Jelpe in that beautiful Jaguar. But look at that. So they're coming around turn 9, down into Thunder Valley, under the bridge. This B sedan battle, Alfa Romeo, BMW. I don't think there's a 510 in that mix. Very difficult turn 11 there. All right, I'm hearing from Race Control RC, safety car stand up, car off on 2. That must have been that local yellow that we're seeing, determining that we're going to might possibly have to go out and rescue. But there's the battle. Look at this B sedan battle right here.
Yeah, it's great.
Chris Rader, followed by Tom Benjamin, followed by H.D. Woodruff, Hal Nichols, and Peter Raganelli. There's H.D. Woodruff from Texas, your buddy from Texas right there.
Well, there's that local yellow there.
Yeah, there's double yellow, yep. Hal Nichols is one to get around, but they're hopefully seeing. Tom Benjamin, I hope he sees the yellow and doesn't pass. Double yellow, look at those beautiful Alfa Romeos, man.
Give you an idea, Lisa just did a 140. Dave Uber in that Datsun did a 139 too. So, you know, I know it's historic racing, but they're not going slow, are they?
No, they're racing. You know, I know a lot of people think that it's just people doing parade laps, but that is not the case. I'm not sure he's seen the double yellow flags yet, so I'm a little bit worried. I'm distracted, Jonathan. I'm sorry.
I'll bet.
I saw a pass under double yellow, but they'll give that back. Make sure when you're driving to always look around at your corner workers, ladies and gentlemen, because you get penalized for that. But yeah, they are actually out there driving, and that's the problem sometimes is you're paying so close attention to your car control and where the car is in front of you that you're not able to look at some of these flags. And with a close race like that we're seeing in this B sedan Group 8, they may not be able to see these double yellows out there. And usually what happens if you pass under yellow, you've noticed, well, I passed him really easily. Something's going on. Then you look around to see what's happening. You're like, oh, double yellow. And usually because of the racing style that this is, they'll be like, oh, well, they'll recognize I passed you under yellow, and they'll just give it back themselves. They don't have to be told to do that. And we love that, you know. Safety car has the leader, and look at this great mix of cars.
You know, the sunshine just adds to it. It really makes them ping, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Had a little bit of rain earlier in the weekend, but thankfully it's staved off for the rest of the weekend. We had a beautiful day yesterday towards the end of the day, and it looks as though it's going to be this way all day today. Pace car is out, and we are under full caution at the moment. Okay,
so look what's happening here. The 4-4 pulls up next to him and says, hey, you passed me under yellow, with however you can say that in sign language. and then he said in sign language, you're right, I did pass you under yellow, and he gave it back. So we love that. There he is, Paul Jelpe. Look at that. Still has the leather around the cockpit, still running wire wheels.
So what happens if he, you know, I mean, how do you get a replacement for if that wire wheel got a prang or one of the spokes broke out? Where would you get a?
Oh man, Moss Motors, Barani still making these wheels. Yeah, they're available. They're always trying to sell you new chrome wire wheels.
I don't think there's many sports that have such depth in pieces and objects that still work to do the sport in historic terms. I'm sure if you were using an old tennis racket, an old head tennis racket in Roland Garros, you could call up and get new strings for it from a 1975. Bjorn Borg used to have that.
The catgut strings or whatever there.
Well, that was it. Bjorn Borg used to play with catgut strings, and when he was playing Masters stuff, he couldn't get the rackets, and he didn't like playing with the modern rackets. Just a little bit of trivia there for you. I thought I'd do my Ben Sissel impression.
I love it. I love trivia. My favorite TV show is Jeopardy. Look at this. Tennessee orange, the number 67 crisp candy, and that candy apple orange.
Distinctive color, isn't it?
You know, there isn't a duck in this whole group.
No.
Every one of these cars is beautiful. Ikuri, you see that on his windshield. They've brought out, I think, in my head, I count 7 Ikuri cars here this weekend. All Porsches, all prepared top-notch. Well, Lisa Hansen's in one right now, running up front. So,
an Ikuri being, I mean, I know
they're
Ikuri means team.
Yeah, they're a race shop. It's funny, they're out of Wisconsin and Florida.
Okay.
Depending on the weather.
Yeah, there's an Ikuri Ecos, which is the Scottish team, which races in Le Mans in sports car racing.
So let's see here. So we'll go through the field here. In first place, Lisa Hansen, and you called it, Jonathan. David Huber right now is scored in second place. Ron Pauly third, Bernardo Martinez, Drake Dittman, Keith Dunbar sixth, Simon Robinson seventh, Nicholas Clemens eighth, Chris Rader ninth, and Tom Benjamin. That is our top 10. But the group to really watch out for is this from 9th to about 13th. Chris Rader, Tom Benjamin, H.D. Woodruff, Hal Nichols, Peter Raganetti in this, what I'm calling B sedan battle.
Right.
As we look there at the number 4, Sean Bullard, followed by our 2-time Group 8 champion, Scott Birkland. Safety cars going lights out.
So we should be racing. We'll have a good little 8-minute sprint for these guys. And Group 8 and 12B putting on a show as they did yesterday, but we may get a different winner. Let's hope. It's always nice to see different winners.
Yeah, and even though they're running in a mixed class like this, it's funny, when they win their group, they say, well, they're out there just racing the group. When they win overall, they talk about their win overall.
Oh, look at this.
Here it goes. 3 wide into 1.
Yeah. A great battle for second place. Out front is Hansen. The Datsun in second. The Lexus just holding on in the 04 to third place at the moment. Whoa, and away they go. And a flying BMW.
Hold on to it, Drake.
Hold on, the full 8 seconds.
Goes across.
Bit of rodeo.
Way to go.
I'll tell you
Good
what, that
job,
was scary.
Everybody for missing that.
Yeah, that must have been very scary because he kept his foot in to try and control it. But he was getting a bit of a tail wiggle there. Wouldn't mind seeing a replay of that. But anyway, good job. Wouldn't want to ruin that beautiful BMW. Classic mistake, though, at turn 1. If you are too hot through turn 1, there's nowhere to go. Hansen under pressure now from the Datsun.
That's number 241, white BMW.
And this is the most pressure she's been under. And can she recover? Huber doing a really good job. Huber's right there, and so too is the Lexus of Pauly, Ron Pauly, who won yesterday in 4th place. Martinez is not off it either, and then there's a gap.
Lisa Hansen right now is in a really tough position. David Huber is running better lap times right now than Lisa. Ron Pauly's right behind him. So this is going to be a crazy battle if Lisa can keep these cars behind her. Look at that. That's David Huber in that 280 ZX. Lisa is a very skilled driver. She has the advantage right here, but then once she gets past turn 1, she's got to get a good setup out of here. It's all about the setup out of turn 1. David Huber and Ron Pauly both have the muscle on her. She's got the agility.
Great 4-way battle this, isn't it?
It sure is. And who would have thought these 4 cars would be
so
battling
different.
this? That's what I love about Mid-Ohio. There's certain tracks, Mid-Ohio, Road Atlanta, for instance, that kind of even out some of these handling versus horsepower battles.
Now around the outside at the keyhole for the lead. Here we go. Hansen will come across and try and shut the door.
Watch out for Ron Pauly.
Pauly goes onto the dirt there.
I think that was Huber.
No, that was Huber.
Yeah.
That's going to lose him ground, surely.
Oh, yeah.
No, not really.
No.
Kept his foot in. He's got drive. He got drive from the grass. I don't know how you do that.
But now she should be able to outbrake him. And Ron Pauly's just sitting there waiting to see what happens.
Nope, back to second.
He's got it.
Oh, he's made a mistake.
No, yeah, he tried to break Porsche. You can't outbrake that Porsche there. He tried to hit her brake marks, and he just doesn't have that in that 280Z.
Well, that was great.
Drops back to 4th.
Yep, and that was a great example of racecraft there. He did everything right and then ran out of talent. Well, I say ran out of talent, but you know what I mean.
Room. I think he would say he ran out of talent.
No, but you know, ran out.
Over optimistic.
That's the one.
Yeah.
exceeded his braking point.
And Lisa knows so much about these cars, she's thinking he can't stop there, so she's just waiting for it to happen. There's Scott Birkeland.
She was probably smiling as he did that.
But now she knows Ron Pauly's going to be really tough. That's a way more modern car than she's in. Better brakes, better handling. And Ron Pauly's been in this position before, and he likes right now.
What about Martinez? Could he do anything from third?
Martinez, yeah, don't ever count him out. Yeah, he's a very skilled driver. Great car, really well prepared. So
but and that's Pauly. Nice move up the inside. And he's side by side now as they head towards the keyhole. Traffic ahead. Oh, so look at this, 2x2.
Huber back through in third place. So Huber in that 280Z and Ron Pauly have the advantage now for about the next probably 3/4 of a mile. Get around here. Lisa's got to get a good exit, which she has. Look at that. In right on the apex, wide, handling that.
Look at the drive of the Datsun.
Now they've got the power.
Yeah, look at the drive of the Datsun too. He's coming alongside.
Yeah, the Datsun should have the most power. Ron Pauly closes the door there a little bit.
Now Pauly's got the line.
He does, but Lisa's going to hang out there on the back because she's got the line for 5. So let's see if she can hold on to it. He's going to come in deep and try to squash that. No, he gave her room.
No, he did give her room.
Yeah, that's good of Ron Pauly. So Ron Pauly takes the lead. Now, again, he's the lead overall, but he's also in Group 12. Lisa Hansen is not going to be upset if she gets second place or even third place overall to 2 Group 12 cars.
And they're dealing with that back marker as well now, so that's coming into play in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, lap traffic there. That's a really tough corner to meet lap traffic because it's a little bit blind coming under that Honda bridge.
More great racing to come. Don't forget, we've got our feature race. There's an enduro race coming up. We've also got F4 and, of course, the big feature race of the day, the TA XGT.
Okay, look at that. She's going to take a late apex here at the carousel. Takes a little bit of defensive line, sets her up here for this turn. She's doing everything right, and Huber is probably just trying to figure out where can I get this driver in this white Porsche.
2 laps to go then, roughly. What a great race this has been. And here comes the Datsun again under that power down the smaller straight towards the keyhole. And he should take second place unless Hansen can out-break him, but that's not the case. Having said that, watch her go.
Look at that. I love the look of the livery on that Datsun. If David would have called me up and said, I'm going burnt orange and pale yellow, what do you think?
Yeah, you would not have said it would work, but it does.
It does. It really does. I don't think Lisa's going to be upset by this. She loves racing and really hard, but you know, she's in for the Group 8 race, and that's Bernardo right behind her. She's done a great job. Beautiful silhouette of that Porsche.
I know, it's a good-looking car, isn't it? I mean, you see so many 911s, so many Porsches over a weekend, historic racing, but that is a cracker.
And Ron Pauly, man, he kind of came out of nowhere a couple years ago with us. Very good racecraft. I can't think of a time that I have seen his car ever being towed in. He seems to finish every race, and he lets the race come to him. He's a very much a chess player in his racing style, like the kind of racer you'd want to be on your team. You know, and the fact that he's always thinking about championships. But here's the race. Look at this, Bernardo Martinez. Lisa might have used up her tires a little bit. He's like, let me see what I can get here.
Yeah. Cross the line again then. And that is the finish. The checkered flag out. We weren't sure, but that is the finish. The checkered flag is out. And that is a win then for Ron Pauly. Second place goes to David Huber in the Datsun 280ZX. And Hansen holding on to third there right at the end. Really good stuff.
Yeah, I got reports that the number 16 is Simon Robinson, 1973 Porsche 911 is somewhere stuck on the middle of the track.
Oh dear.
So at that time, it's just better to throw the checker instead of making for a dangerous situation with only a minute left.
Okay, that explains a lot to me because often that has happened in these races and it takes me by surprise. But it's basically so that you can do that, right?
To be honest, we probably in the SVRA we probably shouldn't be showing the time because it's always so theoretical.
Right.
That's a pretty car. Ron Pauly is actually a Toyota dealer. He was explaining this to me that this was a Lexus race car in the IMSA series, I believe, but there were only about 4 of them made. and I think he has 2 of them.
Well, confirmation of the results then. Ron Pauly takes his 2nd win of the weekend in that Lexus IS 300, a former IMSA car, as you point out. David Huber in the Datsun takes 2nd place. Lisa Hansen, who led for so long in the 911, takes 3rd. Bernardo Martinez did a great job in the Alpha to take 4th place. Keith Dunbar, Clements, Reeder, Benjamin, H.D. Woodruff from the BMW takes 9th position, and Hal Nichols in the Alfa Romeo GTV rounds out the top 10.